American Top 40.
Now the current hit by the singer-songwriter whose biggest hits all have a travel theme, and one of them hit number 1 2 years ago. That was a song he wrote because he was bored. Happened at a party in 1967, just before he was due to fly home. And as he sat by himself eating a salami sandwich and drinking beer, the words and music came to him. Words and music that became Peter, Paul, and Mary's huge hit, Leavin' on a Jet Plane. And Mary Travers, formerly of that trio, has a current single of another song by this man, Follow Me. The travel theme in so many of his songs was probably the result of his childhood. He says he was born in New Mexico, but raised all over. And in his current hit, number 9 this week, he's still on the move. Take Me Home, Country Roads, John Denver. Last week, number 12, now number 9, John Denver and Fat City, Take Me Home, Country Roads.
American Top 40.
Born in New Mexico and raised all over is the way this next artist describes his early life. He learned to play guitar from his grandma and later worked with Randy Sparks and then the Chad Mitchell Trio. He also writes songs like Leavin' on a Jet Plane, and he sings. Sometimes he brings all three talents together, like on this song that he composed with Bill Danoff and Taffy Nivert. It rode the charts last year for 23 weeks, peaking at number 2. That was good enough to make it number 8 for the year. Here's John Denver with Fat City. Take Me Home, Country Roads. John Denver with Fat City, Take Me Home, Country Roads, number 8 for the year.
The hits from coast to coast.
Well, now on AT40, I have the current hit by the superstar whose father made aviation history. It happened back in 1961 when Lieutenant Colonel Henry John Duchendorf broke 6 world speed records previously held by the Soviet Union. We got the story from the colonel himself, who told us he was flying a B-58 Hustler bomber on a course from California to Arizona and back. He says that 3 of his records were broken again the next day by the crew of another B-58, but 3 of them still stand. He set his world records that day 16 years ago by averaging 1,100 miles per hour and hitting top speed of 1,500 miles an hour. Well, Lieutenant Colonel Duchendorf is retired now. He lives in Denver, and he teaches pilots how to fly the Learjet. His son, John, also lives in Colorado, not far from Denver, and spends most of his time writing and singing hit songs, like his latest. At number 32, here's John Denver and My Sweet Lady.
Lady.
At number 32 in popularity, 3rd week on the chart, John Denver with a remake of the song that Cliff DeYoung had back in '74, My Sweet Lady. 31 hits to a new number 1 and counting down.
Casey's Coast to Coast. Number 26.
Before this next artist in the countdown became one of the biggest solo stars of the 70s, he held a variety of jobs. He was a dishwasher at the lunch counter of a 5 and dime store, drove a tractor in Oklahoma, harvested wheat from Texas to the Dakotas, and worked as a hand at a logging camp in the Great Northwest. This week, his current smash moves up to number 26. Here's John Denver.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack.
Thank God I'm a country boy. John Denver at number 26 in the countdown this week, 3rd week on the charts.
The hits from coast to coast.
AT40 originates in Hollywood. I'm Mark Elliott, counting down the hits for Casey Kasem on American Top 40. Now, we're up to an AT40 extra by the only recording artist we know of who's been officially named the Poet Laureate of any of the 50 states. You know, the first record of any country having an official poet, that is a poet laureate, is in the 13th century in England. The English poet laureate would receive a yearly salary and would be expected to write poems for special occasions, like the king's birthday or a royal wedding. And over the centuries, English poet laureates have included such literary giants as Geoffrey Chaucer, William Wordsworth, and Alfred Lord Tennyson. Here in America, there's no official national poet laureate, but several of the 50 states have bestowed that title on one or another of their native sons. The poet laureate of Illinois was Carl Sandburg. The fog creeps in on little cat feet. Massachusetts gave that title to Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. And it was back in 1974 that an executive order was signed by Governor John D. Vanderhoof of the state of Colorado, naming a recording artist the Poet Laureate of the Rocky Mountain State. In his proclamation, the governor praised this man for honoring the state of Colorado in songs like Take Me Home Country Roads and Rocky Mountain High. And he also declared that week to be officially designated as John Denver Week, in honor of Colorado's first poet laureate. With an American Top 40 Extra, here's John Denver and one of the songs that earned him that title. From 1973, here's Rocky Mountain High. A top 10 hit from 1973. That's Rocky Mountain High by John Denver. An American Top 40 Extra as we count down the most popular songs in the USA.
The hits from coast to coast.